everyone, my name is Morgan Butler and I'm 23 years old. I was born and raised in the San Fernando Valley, the city of Northridge to be exact, and I've lived here my entire life from I was a baby to 23 years old. And in terms of a little bit of family, I live with my parents along with my younger brother who is 16 years old. He is a junior in high school. I know time definitely flies by. I remember him being an itty bitty baby that I was holding in a hospital room to being a junior that's almost 6 feet tall. and and I really am fortunate to have such a close relationship with him. We get along so well and we try to do as many things as possible. I know with his busy schedule of juggling honors courses and AP courses, along with my busy schedule of dealing with nursing school, along with a per diem position as a certified nursing assistant, it's really hard for us to kind of be on the same page and get together. However, it made it really important to do that at least once a week, maybe for an hour or 2 hours, try to bond with my parents as well as my younger brother to really hone in on our family and make sure that we have that strong bond with each other. In terms of me and my educational background, I was a 4.0 student in high school. I did attend an online public school named California Connections Academy. Now it is named California Online Public Schools. I juggled AP honors courses throughout my 4 years, and I graduated with a few awards, and I actually got into an array of colleges. However, at the time I wanted to pursue veterinary medicine. However, I received the devastating news that I actually had animal allergies, so it would definitely not be feasible or the correct path for me at the time. I just remember kind of looking around and seeing other careers within medicine that would have been interest to me, and then I stumbled upon nursing, something I didn't really know about. However, I was willing to explore. I signed up for a certified nursing assistant program along with a medical assistant and phlebotomy program, and I finished those within less than 4 months. I know it sounds crazy, but I was very diligent and kind of went ahead of schedule to make sure I was able to do all these 3 certifications, and took my boards for phlebotomy as well as medical assistant and certified nursing assistant and got my licenses right away. I actually had an internship at a phlebotomy clinic for 2 months along with a medical assistant externship at a pediatric clinic, and that's kind of where I was exposed to the peds world, and I kind of fell in love with it, and I knew something that I wanted to do that as a future nurse. However, though, I needed to focus on applying to nursing school, which also was another daunting task. Like I said, no one within my immediate family is in the medical field, so it was really hard trying to navigate the admissions process, all the applications, and everything in between in terms of supplemental applications and interviews. After applying, I actually got into Mount St. Mary's University, which was located in the Los Angeles area, as a traditional Bachelor's of Science in nursing student, and everything seemed to be going well. I was doing super well in my prerequisites. I passed them within a year and a half, and however, though, I had to wait another semester to be able to join the nursing program because they only admit during fall. And August 2023, I received acceptance into the nursing program, and things seemed to be really well. I was in the top 1% of my nursing class with a 4.0 GPA, studying all the time, really making strong connections with my fellow nursing peers, along with my nursing professors. I would stay during office hours, reach out to them if I had any questions, and I cannot thank them enough for giving me that foundation to be able to excel in the higher level classes such as maternal child health, along with peds and critical care. Those were some of the most complicated courses that I have taken, and that foundation taught in fundamentals, pathophysiology, as well as pharmacology really helped me thrive in those courses. However, this past spring semester, this was spring 2025, became a victim of discrimination from 2 faculty members within the mental health department, and I didn't really think much of it at the time. However, it persisted until the end of spring 2025 semester, and it kind of reached a point where things kind of got out of hand with the faculty member, and I had to report it to the dean along with the provost at the time. However, it was dismissed from both of them. They told me that, even despite having evidence of it happening to me, that it was not valid, and that, you know, I needed to accept kind of what they did to me, and just, you know, if I wanted to stay in the program, just kind of move on with my life and just proceed to my last semester. And the irreparable damage that this did to me is unfathomable to kind of even talk about right now without breaking down into tears, because as a 4.0 student, I dedicate every single waking moment to my education as well as my nursing studies, and to be degraded and invalued as a nursing student just shattered me completely. And I knew at the time that I couldn't go back to this program just because I had these faculty members in my senior year of the nursing program, and I just didn't feel safe. The place I once knew as my home for the next, you know, 4 or 5 years became a hostile environment filled with toxic people that I couldn't even want to be in a room with. So at that point, I made the difficult decision to apply to other nursing programs, which, you know, is very complicated. I'll tell you, I've contacted over 25 schools within the California region seeking kind of guidance as to what I can do. I really wanted to maximize the number of courses that I would have transferred in. I only needed my last kind of set of courses along with the mental health course repeat, just because a situation happened and they decided to fail me from the course when I did absolutely nothing wrong, and they couldn't give me any reasoning to that. So it was on my official transcripts, even though I had an A on Canvas. And with this kind of situation, it was very hard to kind of navigate and kind of even talk about with other, you know, admissions, because they couldn't even understand how could this happen and how they could let this happen without any intervention towards those faculty members that did this to me. And after seeking schools within the South Bay area, along with the San Fernando Valley, of course, I received, you know, wait times of, you know, at least a year or even 2 years to start within the San Fernando Valley. However, decided to contact Long Beach City College. I do actually have family member in the Long Beach, Orange County area. My aunt lives in Garden Grove. My other aunt lives in Yorba Linda, and my grandparents live in Long Beach. So I do have a support system over there. However, to leave my close-knit family, that was something that I kind of had to navigate now since I'm in the situation. Like I said, we're very close-knit. We kind of do everything together, but in order to finish my degree, it looks like the best outcome. After speaking, like I said, to the director of Long Beach City College, she did say that they were going to allow me to start in October, which is super exciting news. However, I'm tasked with kind of finding an opportunity as to where to stay and kind of how to navigate life over there without my support system of my family close to me. And it's something that I didn't really envision for myself, just because the acceptance rate to Long Beach City College is very, very slim along with my situation, and to transfer in the time that I, you know, it was an impossible situation, it seemed like at the time. However, I got accepted, it's really happening, and now I'm kind of forced to kind of navigate the system of where am I going to stay over there, because it's kind of unrealistic for me to commute back and forth to San Fernando Valley, Long Beach area 4 to 5 times a week. So I did actually, you know, reach out to my aunt as well as my grandparents. However, just in terms of the living conditions, it wouldn't be ideal for me to sleep there. I would be either sleeping on the floor or the couch, which would not be ideal as a nursing student. I need the maximum amount of sleep if possible in a comforting and a quiet place to really study, which these places really don't have for me at the time. So I'm kind of left with the situation of, do I have to forgo this opportunity in order to kind of pursue my nursing education, or do I kind of resort to having to commute long hours and being uncertain if I'll be able to excel in the program, just because I'll be exhausted, I won't be able to study as much, and be forced to kind of give up on things that I didn't really envision for myself. So at this time, I wanted to know if there was any possibility of having any resources, whether it's a bed at your facility or any resources that you could connect me with to have an opportunity to stay while I finish this last semester, which ends in December, along with the next semester, which begins in January to May, and I would actually graduate in June 2026 with a associate's degree in nursing. And just a little bit about long-term goals for me. Since I was in a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing program, I definitely want to continue my bachelor's degree. I know how important it is to be a bachelor's prepared registered nurse. So I've looked into other schools, Cal States, that would be able to take my credits into the higher level division nursing courses. And I located a few, Dominguez Hills along with Long Beach and Fullerton, which will be able to possibly accept my courses. So I am in the midst of applying right now for spring 2026 so I can finish my bachelor's degree. And then once I have my bachelor's degree, applying to a new grad nurse residency program. As mentioned before, I do actually work as a per diem certified nurse assistant with UCLA Health. I float between 3 different hospitals: Ronald Reagan Medical Center, UCLA Santa Monica Medical Center, along with West Valley Medical Center in the San Fernando Valley. However, they have a really good nurse grad residency program that they wanted to encourage me to apply. However, I need my bachelor's degree in order to apply to this program. So I want to finish my bachelor's degree as soon as I can, apply to this new grad program. I don't know if I've said this, but I am a huge sucker for children. Definitely love babies, especially the neonate population. So I would love to be a neonatal intensive care unit nurse, or even resort to pediatric intensive care as well. I feel like I would thrive in these careers because they definitely challenge you to think outside the box in these, life or death situations, and really show a resilience that I can definitely, I think, thrive in as a new grad nurse. I do want to get at least a year to a year and a half of experience as a nurse before I continue to apply onto CRNA school, which stands for Certified Registered Nurse Anesthetist School. And I do have a couple schools picked out. They are not all in California because it is a very highly selective program. So you have to be kind of at the top in terms of extracurriculars, things that you're doing in the nursing field. You even need to get a CCRN certification. So a lot of different things that I will be doing in that year to 2-year time frame before applying to CRNA school. But that's my long-term goal. Definitely, despite all the obstacles that I've overcome, I'm definitely determined to get there, and I'm willing to do anything in my power to get there, like I said. Also too, I work as a per diem certified nursing assistant with UCLA, and also with that, I've learned so many techniques and skills as a nursing assistant, along even with my nursing program. That's where I kind of became involved with the neonate population. It was my peds rotation and maternal health at Children's Hospital, where I saw the amazing advancements within the NICU and PICU that it really kind of spoke to me, and I really want to pursue that as a registered nurse. In my free time though, despite nursing and everything that I've overcome, I am a huge animal lover. I have 2 pitty mixes along with 2 cats. My pitties mixes are Poochie and Dallas, and then I have Nico and Nigel are my kitties. Nico is an orange tabby cat, and Nigel is a gray and white cat that we actually rescued from my grandma just because he was kind of hanging out there and he wasn't really getting the care that he really needed. So we actually rescued him, and he's thriving in his new home, very energetic, eating everything. And also too, when I have some time, I love to volunteer at Paws for Life Canine Rescue, which is located in the San Fernando Valley. It's a dog rescue, and they also have amazing initiatives of training dogs within the Los Angeles prison system to make them resilient and also help the inmates in there kind of thrive. And they have so many other programs that they're constantly doing, along with Roy to the Rescue. It's a kitten cat rescue that really works with the Los Angeles city shelters to rescue those cats that are they call them the EOD list. So it's like the end of day list, and they put them into foster homes, really rehabilitate them and get them ready for adoption. So they have wonderful missions that I'm so proud to be part of. And then also too, I am energetic and love to exercise. I've exercised my entire life. I do want to explore Pilates and Lagre. I've heard really good things about it. However, in the meantime, I love going to the gym, going on walks with my dogs, anything where I'm gonna get some physical activity in. I like doing just because it kind of gets my mind off things and allows me to kind of stay fit and look healthy. So that's just a little bit about me, my family life, and my career aspirations. Thank you so much for listening to this.